same for you.
Yo, welcome back to the Underestimated Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Orr. Alright, so listen, man. Today, with episode 8, we're going to bring things back towards the football side of things. This time, not with the professional level, but the collegiate level. So, the NCAA college football 2023-24 season start date is supposed to be set for Saturday, August 26, 2023, which means we have about 3 weeks until the start of college football, which is very exciting. You know, most teams have already started the in team scrimmage. Usually with white against their whatever their main solid color is, um, where we kind of get a first look at what the guys have in store um, for the upcoming season. But aside from the national championship, another big thing that, or part of the season that we kind of anticipate to look forward to, is the Heisman Trophy. Now, obviously, we know last year's winner was Caleb Williams, the quarterback from the USC Trojans. Now, initially, when I made this list, I was actually about to put Caleb Williams as my winner, um, for the, or my predicted winner for the 2023 um, Heisman Trophy winner. But after doing some further research last night, I then realized, which I don't know how that slipped my mind, that Caleb Williams won the 2022 um, Heisman Trophy. I thought it was Bryce Young, but I got my ears kind of, squandered around, and obviously we know that Bryce Young won it the year before that. But it actually was kind of crazy because it was this guy who I'm about to get into in a second that kept crossing my mind that I thought deserved Heisman Trophy consideration. Um, but I was not going to mention his name because I didn't want to mention him as an honorable mention or anything. Because I was going to stick to 5 players, even though when they make the finalists, it narrows down to 3. But I'm going to give y'all 5 today. But luckily, now that I'm taking Caleb Williams out of the mix, because I don't believe people go back to back. That's only happened once um, in all of college football sports history, and that was back in the 70s. So I don't believe that we would probably ever get a repeat Heisman Trophy winner. So if y'all hadn't already guessed yet, I'm going to be giving y'all my Heisman Trophy candidate and winner predictions of the 2023-2024 season. Now, for starters, um, so usually most of the time we expect the Heisman Trophy to come out being a quarterback, but we have had times where recently, a couple of years ago, when Devontae Smith surprised a lot of people and won the Heisman Trophy at wide receiver. And we've also had others at other positions win the award, with a few running backs here and there over the course of the Heisman Trophy winners' history. So to start this off, I have a wide receiver from the Big Ten, um, from the Ohio State Buckeyes, wide receiver. He's a junior, number 18, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's 6'4", 205 pounds. He was the guy that I thought deserved consideration here because I thought last year, you know, he was, I don't think it's much of an argument, but you can make a very strong argument that he was CJ Stroud's main target. Well, I could say it was probably a strong argument between him and JSN, Jackson Smith I'm not going to try to say his last name, even though he's on my team now. Anyway, um, it was no secret that they were like a tie for who was C.J. Stroud's main target. But I mean, his name is the Route Man for a reason. They called him man Marvin the Route Man Harrison Jr. To me, the guy's no joke. Last year, he put up in the regular season a stat line of 77 receptions for 1,263 receiving yards, averaging 16 yards a catch and 14 touchdowns in total. He was a unanimous All American in 2022. He was the Richter Howard Receiver of the Year in 2022 and was first team All Big Ten in 2022. And also adding along two bowl game appearances. Marvin Harrison is a very productive receiver who was the best receiver in the country in 2022. That was no secret, and has kind of built up a lot of draft buzz to where whenever he decides to declare for the draft, which could be either this year, or if he wants to stay back for one more year and go ahead and declare after his senior year, with him now being a junior, he's gonna be a high first round pick, and whichever team out there that feels that they need a receiver will more than likely go out and get him. Despite receiving constant press coverages and seeing double teams pretty frequently, he is a tip top competitor with a really um, with really delicate hands and an instinctive talent for catching acrobatic catches. He is likewise a permanent professional in essential footwork, course running, and hand usage. When I look at Marvin Harrison, obviously we know he's the son of former NFL legend Marvin Harrison, um, but he has the potential to be a really good. I'd probably say number two receiver in this league. I don't know with the bunch of uh, long receiver talent that the NFL already has. I don't see him, you know, being a number one receiver on the team for quite some time. But he can definitely make a case for whichever team that he ends up on being their number two um, receiver. Like I just said, he has great footwork. Obviously, the man is known for his route running. You can basically give the man any route and expect him to be where you need him to be um, to get a reception and get your team some yards to assist y'all into getting a score down. I think that Marvin is actually kind of due for a battle test this season now with the fact that CJ Stroud has not been drafted. Obviously, number what, two, three overall. I think it was two to the Houston Texans. Um, he has a new quarterback now, so we get to see how he responds to that and see if he is one of those receivers who the quarterback makes him, or is he a receiver that makes the quarterback. Um, I think he's a receiver that makes the quarterback, but that's something we'll get to see this season now with C.J. Stroud being gone. So now we move forward to number four. Now this is a very you can consider it a sleeper pick because I'm pretty sure he's not. Well, he's on watch for the Maxwell Award, but I don't think anybody would go as far as to say that he's in Heisman Trophy um, candidate consideration. But I'm going to give him some some shine here. Now y'all know if y'all listen to any of my previous college-based episodes that as it pertains to any sport, I'm Duke down, Duke Blue Devil everything. So even though we are predominantly a basketball um, school, I still support the football team as well. So, with that being said, coming from the ACC and the Duke Blue Devils quarterback, who is a junior, number 13, Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard is 6'4", 209 pounds, who in 2022-2023 regular season put up a stat line of a 64 completion percentage, 2,957 passing yards, 8 yards a pass, 20 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 16 times being sacked, along with a 142 passer rating. And as far as his rushing stats were concerned, he had 124 carries for 699 rushing yards with 6 yards a carry, along with 13 rushing touchdowns. And as far as his accolades are concerned, he was the 2022 Military Bowl MVP. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all can continue to sleep on Riley Leonard, but Riley Leonard is a dog. Y'all can say I'm being biased because he plays at Duke, whatever. I'm telling y'all, honestly, being unbiased, the dude is a dog. And the fact that now he gets hopefully a full season, you know, with the what can I say, the hope that he stays healthy, because obviously we had a bunch of different quarterbacks that was under center for us last season. Hopefully he'll get the starting role for the full, season this year, and we get to really see these numbers spike. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't put that down. How many games he did this in, but as a passer though, Riley Leonard exhibits a very subliminal touch and feel. He can slide up and avoid pressure while keeping his eyes downfield at a very um, high level to demonstrate very high intelligent pocket instincts. But he also moves the ball at a physicality rate over the football field, um, and uses his long step to get yards as a scrambler. But that as it may, he wants to keep further developing his arm and delivery time. I wouldn't necessarily consider him a dual threat per se, um, but I think that Riley would be a supreme second, third round pick, just being brutally honest, whenever he enters the NFL draft. But that's not a testament to what he can actually do. But then again, I could be wrong. We all know that former quarterback who played at Duke, Daniel Jones, now the starting quarterback for about 4 or 5 seasons with the Giants, was drafted sixth overall in his respective draft class. So there's no telling what's in store for Riley as far as his draft stock is concerned. Yeah, this is very much definitely a sleeper pick. Um, but I mean, hey, if he does end up becoming a finalist, I'm not gonna say I told you so yet, but y'all might have a I told you so in the vault, just waiting on y'all to be said. So now moving forward to number three, I guess you can just consider my 3 through 1 the finalists, so to speak. So coming in at number 3, one of my probably my favorite, my favorite quarterback in all of college football from the SEC, coming from the South Carolina Gamecocks, redshirt senior number 7 quarterback Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is a 6'1", 217-pound monster. Uh, Obviously, we know Spencer had his up and downs. Starting off at Oklahoma. Under Lincoln Riley. I don't think was Lincoln the right coach for him. I mean, that's an argument that is set in stone for another day. But I do think that the system in place at Oklahoma could have used Spencer better. I was very shocked when he committed to South Carolina. 'Cause I didn't even know that they were scouting at him, but he's definitely made them better than what they were in the previous years. Um, Judging back from the days of like Jadavian Clowney and Debo Samuel and guys of that nature. In 2022, 2023, as far as the regular season was concerned, he had a 66 completion percentage with 3,200, I'm sorry, 3,026 passing yards, 8 yards of completion, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, was sacked 31 times, along with a 139 passer rating. And as far as his rushing stats were concerned, he rushed 73 times for 46 yards, averaging 1 yard a carry and 3 touchdowns. He has 4 bowl game appearances. He was a 2-time Big 12 champion, the 2022 Big 12 Championship MVP, and was first team All Big 12 in 2020. Athletically, Spencer Rattler is not a statue, but neither is he a true dual threat. Last season, he rushed 73 times for 46 yards. Be, well, simply because Rattler fails to rush while exploring the pocket. And as far as his arm ability is concerned, he has a high football IQ and enough arm strength to throw without setting his feet. Y'all, I'm telling y'all this now. He's not my pick to win the Heisman. Like I said, he just ain't in consideration, of course, with him being on this list. But I'm telling y'all, because I've been watching Spencer Rattler ever since he was on QB1 Beyond the Lights on Netflix, that series. And I'm telling y'all, if he can truly find a zone mentally where he can just lock in, because even though South Carolina doesn't have the top end talent of the better receivers in the nation, they do have a couple of solid guys to get Spencer the credibility that he needs alongside of him to be a successful team in totality. I think that even with the NCAA now reaching the point where we're back to a point where there are a long list of really talented quarterbacks in the nation. I'm not gonna say it'd be easy, but I think that me feeling like who I know Spencer Rattler is as a football player and quarterback deep down inside, I think if he just is able to be put in a position where he is able to express that and showcase that to its full potential and his highest ability, that he can easily be the best quarterback in the country. Um, but enough about Spencer Rattler. Let's go ahead and jump into the who I have at the number 2 spot. I guess y'all would anticipate this to be the first hand runner up for the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner. So, from the Big 12, coming from the Texas Longhorns, I have freshman quarterback number 16, Arch Manning. Arch Manning stands at 6'4", 215 pounds. Now, obviously, being that he is a freshman, we don't have a stat line of what he can do at the collegiate level just yet. But obviously, we know with the season it's really coming into shape in a few weeks, we will get those stats start to roll in very shortly. Being as that I think he's going to start over Quinn. What did I just even say? Quinn Ewers. I think I'm saying that right. Quinn Ewers. Um, I believe he's going to start over him. I don't think it's going to be a quarterback battle where they have to fight for the starting spot. Um, but as far as what Arch did in his high school senior season, he had a 61% completion percentage, 2,270 passing yards, 34 passing touchdowns, with 2 interceptions, and 130 passer rating. And as far as rushing, he had 15 carries for 81 rushing yards, 5 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. Um, doesn't have any crazy accolades necessarily, but he was the fifth ranked player in the class of 2023 in the ESPN 300 and the number one ranked player in the class of 2023 in the 24/7 sports ranking. And he was also the 2022 Bobby Dodd National Back of the Year by the Touchdown Club of Atlanta. Arch Manning is depicted as a favorable to style quarterback, as Peyton and Eli with enough physicality to be a danger while also running the football. He has a powerful arm, is quick to throw, and is extremely accurate. Be that as it may, the touch he puts on profound balls might be his most noteworthy strength as a quarterback, but he is big enough to break tackles as he weighs 215 pounds, making him 6 foot also and tall enough to easily scan defenses from the pocket. Manning, in contrast to his uncles, though, is um, pretty much also able to play with his legs. Basically saying that, we've known Peyton Manning and Eli Manning to be profound, superb pocket passers who kind of just can step up in the pocket and deliver the ball at an extremely accurate rate, which has pretty much gotten them there, what, like 3, 4 Super Bowls combined as a unit and into the Hall of Fame. Um, I do think, though, with the skill set and the fundamentals that Arch possesses, that he has the potential to be better. Um, I'd say better than Eli. I'm not sure if I'm ready to say that. Obviously, seeing that he hasn't even played, second of collegiate football yet. If he's ready to be better than his uncle Peyton. But I think we could say that this is not a. I mean, it's not a shot to Eli or anything. But I just think with the skill set that he has, he can potentially. It's not wrong to say that he would be potentially better than Eli as of right now. I mean, it's no secret that Arch Manning is just simply from what we see of the highlight tapes and the workout videos we see on social media. He's something that we've just unlikely never seen before, and I've seen most people, and I thought it was kind of crazy actually because of who he is. But I've seen most people compare Caleb Williams to Patrick Mahomes, but where are the Patrick Mahomes and Arch Manning comparisons? Where are those? I don't see any of those. Um, I think it's unfair to either of them to be compared to Patrick Mahomes with the um, great generational talent that Patrick Mahomes is. But I mean, just simply from the eye test, the way that Arch can throw the contested passes, the off balance throws, the circus like throws like Mahomes. I mean, the guy can throw with either hand, which is something that Mahomes has been able to showcase over in his many years in the league. But I mean, you look at Arch, and the kid is just phenomenal. I mean, I can't wait to see what he does at Texas this year. I just hope that he gets to stay healthy, and I don't know if he would be one and done though. Um, but it all depends on how his first season goes. So now that brings me to my number one and projected and predicted winner of the 2023 Heisman Trophy Award. Coming out of the Pac 12 from the Colorado Buffaloes, junior quarterback standing 6'2", 215, Shedeur Sanders. This is a very risky pick, but with me making all these lists, I have to take what I say and stand firmly behind it 100%. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going with Shedeur Sanders as my 2023 Heisman Trophy winner pick. We all saw what he was able to do at JSU the past 2 seasons. Um, Now he's coming over to the Pac-12, which is obviously as presently constructed, a more talented and more competitive conference. But he also has the team with Colorado to be still somewhat successful, and obviously the great coach of his father, primetime Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, to be successful, or to continue to be successful in the NCAA Division One football play. So in the 2022-2023 regular season, he put up a stat line from a passing perspective of a 71 completion percentage with 3,732 passing yards, averaging 8 yards of completion, with 40 touchdowns, y'all. 40 touchdowns. Was sacked 23 times, along with a 160 passer rating. And as far as his rushing numbers were concerned, he rushed 85 times for 173 yards, averaging 2 yards a carry and 6 rushing touchdowns. As far as his accolades are concerned, he won the Jerry Rice Award in 2021, the Deacon Jones Trophy in 2022, was the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year in 2022, the SWAC Freshman of the Year in 2021, first team All SWAC in 2022, and a second team All SWAC in 2021. Shedeur Sanders is, from a personality, swagger, persona, whatever words you want to attach to a charismatic standpoint to put alongside his character, is kind of everything that you would expect in a team's franchise quarterback. You look at what are the simple and also long shot requirements to be a quarterback, and I just think that Shedeur Sanders kind of fits the bill and checks all the boxes from top to bottom as far as what you need in a quarterback to lead your team. Um, in his first season as a collegiate player, um, he was kind of portrayed as an extremely accurate passer, completing about 69% of his passes. He threw for 28 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions in the wake of endeavoring 361 passes for an uncanny 1.38 percentile rated, excuse me. The majority of the NFL and seasoned quarterbacks only desire this statistic. He figured out how to protect the football, and in 2021 he enlisted a 160 and a half passer proficiency rating, and according to 24/7 Sports, he has a extremely strong frame. He moves very well in the pocket, and it can extend plays at an extremely high rate. He makes a pleasant showing of the underlying passage, making the underlying pass rusher miss. Doesn't frenzy at all and shows supreme balance and serenity in the pocket. and he has a double dangerous capacity and can get huge lumps of yards with his legs, yet doesn't accept off and run however much you would expect. I think Shadur Sanders, obviously they pick a guy who not only is having a stellar season as an individual, but whose individual stellar season is contributing to the team's success as well. And I think it's obviously no secret that the Colorado Buffaloes are expected to be a very high win heavy team this year with pretty much the work that they've put in from a transfer portal standpoint. Like they had pretty much the biggest offseason in all of college football. And hopefully, with all things considered, they're able to put that together. They will be able to pretty much make some pretty loud noise in the NCAA college football playoffs at the beginning. At the end of the year. Um, yeah, I think Shiloh. I'm sorry, not Shiloh. Shadur has all the tools necessary as an individual, as far as his team and coach is concerned, and the program to secure this Heisman Trophy. Yeah, that's all I got to say, man. Thank you guys for listening and watching wherever you are getting this episode from. I apologize for the episode yesterday, but I'm making up for it today. So, and hopefully, if I am able to work around the clock at a very fast rate, I can get y'all somewhat of a, I want to say a double upload, but another episode tomorrow back on regular scheduled programming. Um, so hopefully that is a going afloat. Like I said, thank y'all for watching and listening. Also, don't forget to, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell your mama, tell your grandma, your auntie, your pappy, your pet walrus, your cloud outside in the sky, whatever. Get me out there. Got places to be. You know what I'm saying? I ain't where I want to be yet. But oh yeah, and if you're on Spotify, go ahead and get a channel. Um, a 5-star rating, man. Go ahead and give me that 5-star. But once again, thank y'all so much. Also though, I am at the point where I have reached about 165 uh views in totality. But um although while I am thankful, all y'all got to do is press the red button up there and subscribe. Even though I would like for y'all to turn on the post notice, you don't have to. Just hit the sub button. Um all y'all doing is pressing buttons, dog. It's not that hard. Show some love. I will greatly appreciate it, and I will let y'all know that I greatly appreciate it. But I am not going to ramble any further. You guys continue to have an amazing, wonderful, blessed Thursday. Always don't forget to don't underestimate, appreciate all love. I'm gone.